Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel. And in this video, we're going to do this cute little crafty. This is a super easy thing to make and it's super cute and super handy. This I like to use when I take like my headphones, the ones with the wire, also to put the charger cable in for my phone. And then I can just clip it. Although the one I'm going to make, because I know that people don't always have these little gadgets to hook onto the top of it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use just a loop. So there's another option for you to be able to hook this on maybe a backpack or a purse or drop it in your car, even on your keychain. So I'm going to take you and show you all the pieces that you need for this quick and fun little craft. So let's get started. All right, I've already cut my pieces, and the pieces that you'll need, this one was made with about maybe a 5.5 inch circle. And so this is a perfect size. But what I did for the circle, I just used my little bobbin holder. So you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. This is just, there's no specific pattern because you will just use the diameter that you want, the circle that you want. You could use a little side plate. There's a bunch of things. So you just want to make a circle. So you need 4 fabric circles. So I have all 4 of my fabric circles, and the way that's going to be is that 2 of them like this will be the back, and 2 of them folded in half will be the front. See how that is? And I have an 8-inch zipper. So I have about a 5.5 inch circle with an 8-inch zipper. And then I also have, this is called fusible fleece. It's really nice, and it just gives it a nice padding on the back and a nice body to it. So it's got some, some stiffness to it, but still soft and bendable. So that's fusible fleece, and on the one side you see it's kind of like little dots. Those are little tiny bits of glue, and when you heat them, they will fuse to the fabric. So you've got this nice piece of fleece. So the back is going to be 1 piece of fusible fleece and 2 pieces of your fabric of choice. And there's your zipper. Now the 2 fronts, I also have 2 pieces of light interfacing, and that's just to give them a little bit of body. And so they're going to go on there and then fold. Now they won't have the stiffness of the fusible fleece back, but they'll still have a stiffness to them that is just perfect for holding the zipper and kind of making them feel more secure. So you need that. Now you also need, for this one, I'm going to make like a little loop on the top of it instead of one of these key ring attachments. So I've got a 6 by 2 inch square. Now, like I said, you could make this. You could make one of these things big, maybe, as big as like a salad plate or a dessert plate, and make this great big long thing. And so basically you've made a big round zipper front purse. I mean, it's kind of cool. But this one I'm going to make. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it this size. So what I'm going to do is set my zipper aside. I've got my iron, and I'm just going to go ahead and fuse all my fusibles, and then I will come back to you. Let me get this little fusible started. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse all these together, and then I'll come back to you when they're all fused together. All right, I've got the fusible interfacing fused to these 2 circles, and I've got 1 circle that doesn't have anything attached to it, and I've got the fusible fleece here. So basically this is the back, and there it is. That's all we're going to have to do for the back, is to sandwich those together. So that's done. I've also interfaced the little pull, I guess you'd call it, or the little loop that's going to go on the top. And now what I'm going to do to that is I'm going to fold it in half and iron it. And then I'm going to fold the other sides outsides into the crease from the iron. I'll show you what I mean. And then I'm going to stitch all the way around it so that our little tab will be done. Okay, so see how I've got a nice crease in the middle? I'm going to fold these other sides in onto that meat in the middle there. So let me iron that. I'm going to fold these. This is such a cute thing too. I like it. Like we used to go to Connecticut to visit my in-laws, and I used to I felt like I was always losing my charger, and in an airplane I like to use the little headphones, and not the Bluetooth kind, I had the little plug-in kind, so this is a perfect thing for that. So now I'm going to fold that over one more time, And whew, it's getting hot. And then I'm going to bring it over to the machine and I'm going to stitch around all 4 sides. Okay. So now there's that folded, and I'm going to take it over to the machine and I'm just going to stitch around all 4 sides down. Well, you could just do down each side if you want, because the end is going to get sewn in. So let me go stitch that and I'll come right back. All right, there it is. It's just sewn. So that's just going to make a loop at the top like that. So that's done. Set that aside. Now what I'm going to do is take these 2 pieces that are just with the interfacing, and I'm going to fold them in half and give them a good pressing, because then we're just going to attach them to the zipper. This is actually a pretty quick little craft, and I just think it's super handy. You know, and I was just thinking this wouldn't be bad for someone, maybe if you have medication that you need to take and you're going to be gone for the day, to put your medication in there. That wouldn't be bad. Maybe this would be great on your, like a little change purse, on your keys. That wouldn't be bad. But a diabetic could put their candy pieces. A friend of mine used to have these lozenges that she had because she was diabetic. And you could put a few pieces of candy or something in there. So that wouldn't even be a bad idea. Okay, so there we have these sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to basically just butt these up to the teeth on a zipper. And I've got a very long zipper, which is fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch right along the side there, and then I'm going to open it up and stitch the other half on there. So let me get this positioned and I'll bring you over to the machine and show you. All right, I've got my presser foot, my zipper foot right there, and I've adjusted the needle over as close to the teeth as I can kind of get it without hitting, getting too close. So now I'm going to go ahead and stitch along this zipper here, and then a little back stitch, and then just kind of hold it down nicely and go right along the edge of that presser foot, right along the edge of the zipper teeth. And then we just open it up basically and attach the other one. This is so quick. Once you get, actually the most time consuming is cutting it out, I think. Okay, so there I've got 1/2 on. Okay, see how nicely that looks? And now I'm going to attach this other one to this side, and I could easily do that just by moving my presser foot to the other side, which I think I will. And then my foot, I'll show you. My foot has 2 sides. Okay, some presser feet just have one, so I actually have to move it to this side, and then I will adjust it so that it meets up with the zipper teeth here. So let me pin this and then get it set up. I actually didn't need to do that because it's a circle, so I'm just doing it from the other end. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but now let's get this sewn here. And then it's basically putting it face to face and sewing around the outside of it and then top stitching the edge. So this is super easy. Okay, let me get this last bit done. And this is a good beginner project that people will just think you're amazing because you made these for them. And if you had a Cricut or an embroidery machine, you could do all kinds of designs. Okay, so there we have the 2 halves together. So let's put the rest of them together and then stitch it up. All right, we're going to take the back, and you don't want to cut these off because this, you don't want that. If that came off, you'd be messed up. And trust me, I know this because it's happened to me. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the machine. I'm going to do a quick stitch across there just to hold this bit together, because then I'm going to put the loop on it in like that, and then I'm going to put the back on it. We're going to stitch the whole thing together, but I want to make sure that this zipper stays really where the teeth are lined up really nicely. All right, I stitched across the top of there. Now I can cut those. But I'll tell you, I've always done it with this hardware here, this keychain hardware. I've never made them with a loop, so I'm hoping that that turns out all right. But let me trim this off, get that zipper cut off of there. And then the zipper, we want to leave this open so we can turn it right side out. We're going to put the zipper, cut this end off, and then I should have stitched across there, but I didn't, but it's okay. So now what I'm going to do is at the top here, I'm going to take my loop and lay it at the zipper except I'm going to lay it side by side. I'm not going to double it up. I'm going to lay it side by side and put it kind of there at the end. So we'll see how this turns out. Then I'm going to take these two pieces, which are the back. So those are going to go there face down to the front of the zipper. And these, I'm going to pin in here. Let me pin them. I'm going to pin those side to side like that. Ooh, I hope this turns out. I've never done it with the loop. So I just wanted to make it more accessible for people that may not have that hardware because, you know, it's just not something you get. Well, maybe I will fold it over. Not something you can just, you know, you just get. You have to order it. I am going to double it over because I want it to be at the top of the zipper. Ooh, I don't know. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, that's good enough. Now we're going to put these 3 pieces, and I like to put the one that I ironed in first because then it's going to actually be the one on the outside, and I just feel like it's a little bit sturdier. So I'm clipping around here. Gumby's hanging out over my clips. A little Gumby. Okay. And we're going to go all the way around because the zipper opening is what's going to allow us to turn it right side out. But before we do, we're going to trim the edges with little pinking shears. And I'm going to go around this at about 1/8 of an inch, probably just to the side of the presser foot. I'm not going to go, yeah, maybe not quite out to the edge of the presser foot, but you can do it however you want. So it's your size, however you want to turn it out. It'll be perfect. So I'm going to pin these, and then I'll take you over to the machine, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, I've got it here, and I've got this loop up here. I just kind of want to make sure that that's pressed in there nicely. And now, oh, let me change my fabric to woven. It's a little bit heavier, so I want to make sure my machine knows it's going to be a heavier fabric. Okay, here we go. Now we're going along. I'm going to back stitch. Come around this corner. I want to catch that loop in there. Well, I hope it turns out all right. I am going to back stitch about 3 times over that loop because that zipper's in there too. Okay, that looks good. We're looking good. Okay. You know, I could sit and look at crafty videos online all night, and then I come up and I'm like, oh, I gotta make one of those, and then I make one. So, you know, they're just fun. I just love making, and I love making things like this just for quick giveaways for, you know, like stocking stuffers, or just to give a friend for no real reason. That's my favorite thing, is just to say, oh, I made you something. That's just kind of fun. All right, now I've gone all the way around. Stitch and lock. Okay, so there's the back and the front. Now I'm going to bring you back over, and we're going to trim the edge. And I got my pinking shears. I'm going to trim the edge off here, kind of close, just to get it all kind of. Nice thing about pinking, when you pink the edge, the seam edge like this, it makes it so that you don't have such a bulky inside. I'm going to trim that off there. It makes it so there's not such a distinct line around the outside, like a line where you can see it. It kind of helps it blend in to the fabric. I'm super excited. I hope this turns out perfectly. With the loop, now, the loop is different. I know that it'll work with that keychain hardware, but I've never done it with the loop. Let's see what we think. Okay. Uh-oh. I lost a clip. I need one of those little vacuums. Well, I have one, but it's never charged. All right, there we are. Now, we're going to, I just slipped my finger in there and kind of push that zipper down the rest of the way. I'm going to turn it right side out. I got my iron ready to iron it. Let's see. Because oh, look, there's the loop. It might turn out just right. So, oh, look, it turned out perfect. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, now, oh, look, it's perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the edges out, make a nice pressing with my iron, and then I'm going to top stitch around the edges. So let me get this pressed out really nice. I'm super excited about this one with the loop. That's perfect. All right, let me give it a good press. I've got a good press, and I did pull the zipper down a little bit because I'm going to stitch over that, and I want that kind of closed up there so it gives it just a little bit extra security, and I might back stitch several times. So come on over with me and let's top stitch this. I lost a little bit of my recording, but I wanted to show you. So this turned out so cute. Look at that. It's got the little zipper. You can put all kinds of things in there. Isn't that such a cool thing? So the little bit of video that I missed, I don't know why it did. I think I hit pause or something instead of record. But anyway, so I top stitched around the edge. I back stitched over the zipper end about 4 times just to make sure that there's a nice stopping point on both the top and bottom so that it just stops right there. And it turned out, I'm actually glad I made this one with the loop because I think it's kind of cooler than this one. I actually really like it a lot. So there you have it. A super fun, super cute little easy to make circle bag with a cute little zipper in it that you can put all kinds of good things in. So I hope you guys give this a try. And if you make it, send me your pictures. Email me your pictures. I'd love to post them on my Facebook group because I just think that's clever. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.